still put together. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
All righty, don't forget to come by and get your lottery ticket for $1. Lottery ticket, this is a raffle ticket for $1. Right now the lighting seminar is going on. We're having a little issue with the sound in there. It's a little hard to hear, but it's happening. Buy and buy a raffle ticket for $1.
Yes, sir. One kick for $1. I do it 10 bucks worth. Do it at not both sets. 10 guarantee. está bien.
So, because Delaney's got a bunch of old trees and the lines are up, so we just.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. No, and the whole thing will go together.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's got it on display.
Yeah,
And yeah, the wheels go on. He's got like the lug nut studs, and yeah, this model is interesting.
Radiator.
Yeah, machine the valve covers. Breeder caps. So you can see how that frame is all brass. It's all brass.
don't like the ship, but I like his paint job. That's based off a shampoo bottle. Original, when it was originally made. Yeah, man. Seriously, that's not what's going on.
No, well, it took a lot of your reaction to me last year, especially the decals. So I didn't get the weather like I wanted to. I really wanted to get it there.
And clean. Because that's how Japan does it.
Whatever.
Build clean, man.
No, I'm not building clean. I love dirt, and I love the dirt.
Well, dude, hey, if you can pull it off, pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, see,
I build clean, though. I gotta build clean.
everybody that build buildings and stuff, everybody thinks that because we build buildings, oh, you guys can't do weather.
No, there's plenty of weather.
There are some that weather.
No,
Look,
Rustic.
look at all the ones now.
There's
all,
no
all
Rustic.
of a sudden, they're, you know, you got fucking Brazilian guns go weather shot up.
Yeah. I love the weather look, but I mean, I want to do more of something that's still useful, not freaking rusted.
I build like the Japanese masters.
Seen that guy on Instagram, Volvo Segundum or something like that? That guy does, I think he art directs these dioramas. Most of them are done.
Okay.
But he's done everything. Top Gun where the F-15's coming out of a cloud burst. And he has the Back to the Future, the DeLorean levitating on one of those magnet bases. But most of the stuff it's like they're back at, they're working on it. Yellow.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's going, it's a little weak right now. But,
What's it based on? Or is that all printed?
It's all printed.
How many bottles?
That one, probably about 3 years. 3 years.
You got the file?
Yeah.
Want to share?
One.
I'd love to have one.
Yeah.
I thought it was a perfect grade when you grew the head.
Nope. It's all 3D printed. It's from this guy.
Goddamn son, that is fucking gorgeous, man.
Dude, I got the Rising Freedom. I'm printing in 160 scale.
I'm serious, that's fucking beautiful.
Bro, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. This is where I get my files from. Follow his Patreons.
Oh, yeah. I was on his Patreon for a while. I got the, Are these seats taken?
All right, I want to welcome everybody to Modelpalooza. We had a really good show. Appreciate everybody coming from, all around the state. We know we had the storm and that put a damper on everybody, but hopefully this show will shine some light, put some smiles on some people's faces, all that good stuff. Really appreciate you coming to the show. Fortunately, Joe, you notice you haven't seen Joe today all weekend. He got real ill earlier in the week. He was in the hospital. He's home now. He's doing much better. I want you to tell everybody hello. Thanks for coming. All right, so we'll get the show started. I'm going to hand the mic over to Assad for a few minutes, and then Dave's going to do his thing, and then we can all go home.
Like Chris was saying, I wanted to thank everyone for coming. It was touch and go there for, I'm sure, everybody in here. And we were worried that we were going to get canceled, but I got a lot of great feedback from everybody thanking me for having the show, because a lot of people came from home that didn't have power, and this was a nice way to forget about, the storm for a couple of days, talk shop, enjoy some company, and then hopefully by the time you get home, you got power. So thank you for coming. I want to specifically thank the volunteers, because I was really worried that a lot of those guys wouldn't be able to show up and be short-handed. So thank you, volunteers, judges, and attendees. Appreciate you guys for coming. So things are going to go a little shorter this time. As you saw, the tables were a little bit lighter than usual. The vendors were looking pretty good, but obviously a lot of people couldn't come for the contest, but we do still have some good models out there. We did have some good winners. So with that, I'm going to give it over to Dave, and we'll get the show started.
First, I'd like to start out with thanking the 12 or 13 volunteers I had that helped with the judging. The judging is a thankless job, and you guys bring out some really nice stuff, and it takes a lot of time to go through and do all that. So I appreciate the individuals that volunteered to get those models judged. I'm going to start off today by recognizing the next generation. We had a handful of people brought their kids out and entered in juniors, and we'd like to recognize those kids at this time. First is James Lewis for a janitor pirate. James, is here. Next is Claire Mitchell for street heat. Apollo Perdini for the Monopoly Railroad. David Greaser for an RF4C. And our last junior was Liam Malone for an M16 half track. First category we're going to go over is the aircraft. We're going to start with the bronze winners. We'll call their names out, and then we'll do silver and golds. Bronze award winners in the aircraft category. First was Don Martin for a Tamaya P-38J Pud Pud Maru. Rob Kopinski for a Grumman Albatross. James Shoemaker for an Albatross D3. John Ashen for a Tamaya Supermarine Spitfire. Isaac Malone for a German Messerschmitt BF-109. And Dan Davidson Davidson for a 172nd Hell Diver. I'll try not to hack up anybody's names, but if you give me a hard time, Chris isn't going to give you the award.
I'll take care of it.
Silver award winners in aircraft, we had Dale Stanek for an F-105. Frank Stansel for a K-57. Nicholas Cruz for an F-117. All right, here we go. Sorry. Roshi Dizan for a F-15E. David Balton for his AN-225 and Baran shuttle. Kyle Dembesti for a P-51D.
Thank you.
Robert DeMaio for an M262. And Steve Mitchell for a P-51 Mustang. She wants me to. Our gold award winners for each category, for those that had gold award winners, there will be a picture of the model up on the screen as we call the individual. Our first gold award winner for aircraft was Ben Perdini for a P-38 Lightning.
Daddy's not here, he's accepting.
Chuck Davis for a Mitsubishi F1M2 Type 0. David Prince for a Boeing P-12. And our final gold award winner was Clay Williams, who may not be here because he had a Newport 21, which we didn't see on the table, so he may have already left. But Clay Williams is also a gold award winner.
Once he forfeits it.
If
You're not here, you don't get them.
Our next category is armor. The Gold Bronze Award winners in armor, Ron Brown for a Ukraine Kozak 2 APV. Bill Tilley for a Whitworth breech loading cannon. Jesus Ramos for a Panzer II. Dan Davidson for a Japanese medium tank. Edwin Saya for a German SDK and Flak 37. Dale Stanek for a BM-13N rocket launcher. Kyle Dembesti for a Tiger 1 tune tank. Moving on to the silver award winners in armor, we have Chuck Davis for a Ukrainian BTR-80. Jack Legray for a paper Panzer. Eddie Rounds for a Tamaya Tiger 1. Don Martin for a Pac 44 anti-tank gun. Robert DeMaio for a Leopard 2A6 tank. John Greneau for a Tiger 1. Bob Lunding for a Korean War Sherman. Isaac Malone for a German King Tiger. Don Martin for a Pac 44 anti-tank gun. Actually, we just did that one. Okay, never mind. Here he got his award. Matthew Bartlett for a MK1 British Bishop tank. Our final silver award winner was Don Martin for a Jeep with flamethrower. Moving on to the golds and armor, we had Steve Mitchell for an M18 Hellcat. Mark McGuire for a M1240 MRAP. Bart Cusimano, I don't think he's here, for a Dingo Scout car. Jason Greneau for a T-55. Our next category is nautical. Bronze award winners are Michael Tilley for a Seaview submarine. Jesus Ramos for a UN destroyer Shimazuki. Kent Hindreth for the AMT 3-in-1 boat. Mark Elkas for an SMS Markgraf. Moving on to our silver award winners, Craig Tinder for a U-boat. Bart Cusimano for a USS Fletcher. Joseph Marrero for the USS Hopper. Stephen Mitchell for a Z-38. And Jason Greneau for a USS Intrepid. We did not have any gold award winners in nautical. Down with the ship.
Try again next time.
Next is figures. Bronze winners in figures is Steve Dubbs for Sanctuary. Bill Tilley for Mars Attacks. Tony LaMalfa for Elf White Lion. Joseph Marrero for Mandalorian. and Christopher Hemmer for Mike Myers. Silver Award winners in figures, Rob Kopinski for Home Guard Native American. Michael Tilley for Alien Xenomorph. Ben Pardini for Boba Fett. Stephen Mitchell for Whistling Birds.
And your gas mileage is gonna double going home.
Brett Benor and probably some friends for Predator. Nick Smith for Wonder Woman. And Dan Foley for Smoke Mage. There may or may not be the entire title printed out here. All right, moving on to golden figures. We have Nicholas Cruz for Lioness of the Parch. Bobby Lewis for X Factor Havoc. And Tim Lilly for Scuba Bus. Our next category is dioramas. Steve Doves for Somewhere. Robert Cinco for the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. Matthew Bartlett for Luftwaffe Airfield Base. Joseph Ferrero for Mesozoic. I don't think all the titles here. Mesozoic. John Ashland for an M4A Easy 8. Craig Fleck for Sour Apple. And Stephen Mitchell for Lesson in Patience. Silver Award winners in diorama, Patrick Kennedy for Never Get Off the Boat. Brett Benor and Probably Friends, Africa Corps. Chris Hemmer for Huey Resupply. Isaac Malone for German Warehouse. Richard Spinks for the Hellman Pirates of the Caribbean. Chuck Davis for the Wehrmacht 5cm Pak 38. Michael Tilley for the KC-135 Auto 15s. Dan Davidson for Tamiya Easy 8. Mark Malpass for an SMS Koenig and Zeppelin. Tim Lilly for Bloodbath. Bob Lundeen for Hetzer on the Hunt. Kevin Riley for Dauntless. And our last diorama silver was Joseph Moraro for a U-48 in dry dock. We did not have any gold award winners in dioramas. Next category up is miscellaneous. We have a bronze to Tim Lilly for the library. We have no silvers in miscellaneous, but we did have Tim Kalenowicz, sorry about Kalenowicz, sorry. The Porsche 917 tractor. That thing was pretty cool.
Nicely done.
The automotive category, starting off with bronze. Damian Spots for a collection of European semi-tractors. Dale Stanning for a 1966 Ford Thunderbird. Tom Sadiaro for a VW Beetle pickup truck. Carmelo Monti for a Ferrari 458.
There you go, tough guy.
Robert Cinco for a Monogram Stinger dragster. Frank Stansel for a 1960 Thunderbird. Tim Lilly for a Ford 1923 stake bed truck. Nicholas Cruz for a Sauber Mercedes C9. Bill Tilley for a 1968 Ford Shelby GT. And our final bronze will go to Juan Reyes for a Chevy Chevelle SS.
Thank you. Can't call your name anymore.
Silver Award winners in automotive. Jaden Ferguson for a Daihatsu Midget. Dennis Matthews for a 125th scale Honda Civic.
Say the name again.
Dennis Matthews, Honda Civic.
Come on, man. Oh, you gotta come inside.
Dave Nowinski for a ZXRR race bike. I'm a little busy. I'm a little busy doing announcements.
Congratulations.
Jason Greneau for it's actually a 71 Boss 351. Isn't Kent Hildreth for an AMT International Train Star Cab Over 4070. James Shoemaker for a 1955 Chevy Pro Sportsman. Don Martin for a Chevrolet Cargo Track U.S. Postal Service. John Ashland for a Porsche 911 GT2. And Glenn Kaiser for a 1937 Custom Ford. Gold Award winners in automotive. We had Dirk Joseph for the 125th scale golf truck. Tom Kalanikowicz, for your collection of automotive cars. Bernardo Manuel for a drag racing Datsun. Aaron Lance for a Datsun 240Z. I heard he painted that with a toothbrush.
Yes.
Those are our award winners in automotive. Sci-fi. Mark McGuire, Voyager 1 Space Probe. Robert Cinco for an R2C4. David Bolton, Lost in Space. Steve Dubs for Narcissus. Dale Stanek for the Apollo Saturn V. Tony LaMalfa for the Ad Walker. Bill Tilley, USS Enterprise. John Ashland for his Star Wars trio, X-Wing, Millennium Falcon, and Y-Wing. Joseph Mallon for the Star Trek Galileo shuttlecraft. Tim Lilly for Gustav. Chuck Sackett for USS Cygnus. And Don Martin for Putin 2 Heavy Tank. David Bolt for Tribble of Borg is our first silver award winner. Matthew Alkire for USS Enterprise. Nicholas Cruz for Zaku 3. Bobby Lewis for a Gundam artifact. Rick Diaz. Kyle Denbesti for a Y-Wing. The Gold Award winners in sci-fi. Our first Gold Award winner here goes to Stephen Mitchell for a Bandai and Nick Smith for the Jetta mobile suit. That wraps up our regular gold, silver, bronze award winners. We're now going to move on to the best of categories. Best of categories, first off, have to meet the gold standard. So those categories that did not have gold award winners will not have best ofs. So from that, we take the gold award winners and go from there. In aircraft, our best of in that category was Chuck Davis's F1M2 Type 0. The best of armor category, that goes to Jason Greneau for his T-55. Our best figure goes to Tim Lilly for Succubus. Sorry, Tim. Best of in miscellaneous goes to Tim for his Porsche 917 tractor. Best of automotive goes to Dirk Joseph for his golf truck. And finally, our best of for sci-fi goes to Nick Smith for the Nick, don't go very far. Since you made the long trek up here, and after going through the best ofs, we decided that Nick Smith was the best of for the show. Before everybody leaves, for those of you who are not familiar, we started this little Battle of the Bands kind of award years ago, and I'm going to let Assad take over from here for the club challenge.
All right, so if you're not familiar with the shootout, the way this works is that everyone that won an award that is here, it doesn't matter, bronze, silver, gold, if you won any kind of award, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out all the different clubs. If you're part of that club and you won any award, raise your hand. I'm going to do a head count. Whichever club has the most winners wins the shootout and is the best club of the year. And so far for the last 3 years, we've got Pam's, Pelican, and then we got it in 2023 IPMS Orlando. And this usually wins by 1 medal. So I'm going to start with Orlando Club. How many Orlando members won?
One hand.
So keep your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm counting 8. All right, we got 8 for Orlando. For JaxCon. How many JaxCon members? Uh-oh. No JaxCon going once, JaxCon twice. All right, 0 for Jax. Pelican, I know a lot of those guys. Oh, we got 1 Pelican over here.
3.
One Pelican. I mean, obviously that's the Tampa Club, so you got to give them a break.
Double there just for the hurricane.
All right, Space Coast Club. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space Coast and Daytona. That's a newer club, Daytona Club. Got 1 Daytona Club. Flight 19. And you guys, South Florida, Flight 19, make it over here. Flight 19. Pam's Club, the Polk County Club. 1, 2, 3. Polk County, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a brand new club in the Villages. I figured I'd call them out. Anybody from the Villages? Now I'm not sure if they're a club. I'm going to call them out anyway. Harbor City Club.
That's Melbourne.
And then the last one, I doubt there's anybody here. Pensacola Club. Have I missed any clubs?
Plastic modeler.
Ocala. Okay, I wasn't sure. All right, so give me your head count. Ocala. 1, 2, 3. 3 Ocala.
Gainesville.
All right, Gainesville. How many Gainesville? 2 Gainesville. Yeah, I didn't know they had a club either.
What's the name of the club in Gainesville?
All right, any other clubs that I missed? Any Florida clubs? Anywhere in Florida? Key West, Florida.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, any Fort Myers? We got 2 Fort Myers. 3 Fort Myers. Okay, anybody else before I cut it off? Any other clubs that I missed? All right, well, I guess we keep it. IPMS Orlando. All right. Congratulations to, granted, we were right here in Orlando and we didn't get hit as hard, so it's kind of a bittersweet one, but thank you everybody. Modelpalooza is right here again, either the first or second weekend of October. I'll have the dates up early next year. And until then, keep building. We'll